Hello and welcome to this channel. This is the home of testimonies and inspiration. Sit back and watch the amazing wonders and strange acts of God in the lives of people. Don't forget to subscribe, like and follow this channel for more faith-boosting testimonies and to be notified once a new video is uploaded.
NSPPDians, if you're ready like we're ready right now, let's show you amazing videos of what Jesus did for people like you and I. And when we return, this is the part I love. We will eat of the flesh of Jesus and drink of his blood. Take a look.
My name is Mabel. I'm sharing my testimony from Cross River State, Calabar. I'm here to give thanks to God for his faithfulness. I'm a single mom of two, so I concluded marriage was not for me. I just concentrated on raising my kids. Sometime 2 years ago, my colleague usually should play NSPPD in the office. I've been seeing the link on my Facebook. I don't open it because I didn't know what it was. People just share it to my platform and speak it until I heard the prayers. I joined now, and it was interesting. I became committed. I became addicted to it. It got to a point, even if I hear Pastor Jerry's voice, somebody playing fire, I know the voice. Sometime last year, a colleague of mine that had been in the same office for 8 years and that was the good morning, how are you? He saw that he got interested in marrying me. I'm like, me. I come to the office sometimes with my kids when they are meeting. So everybody knows my story. I'm a single mother of two. So I didn't see that a young man, sometimes people will tell me, even if you're married, to be someone that has children and is not looking for a pension when I say, go for it. That's not what Pastor Jerry said. Pastor Jerry said that every single gay man.
Anybody desirous to marry, Kalabasha, whether you are in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, anyone desirous to marry, Kabalasha, get on your knees or there's a marital favor here. Not because they have done well, but because the Lord has chosen to show mercy. We announce surely there is an end of singlehood. There is an end of singlehood. It is a promise from the Lord. None of you shall lack a mate. None of you shall lack a mate. None of you shall lack a mate. At the sound of your amen, mantle of marital favor. At the sound of your amen, let it rest upon you.
I just claim it, joke, even when I didn't believe it. When Pastor Jerry said, if your faith cannot carry, my faith will work for you. He was talking to me. Pastor Jerry. Hey, just like that, though. Just like that. That was how we started marriage plans. And we did the team. We did the courts. Pastor Jerry, mother of two, we did the rights. Complete marriage. Pastor Jerry. Even when I myself sometimes, I married him with this stupid. Are you serious? People don't believe. It just come. God just made it. Uniformed it. You want to know that he's not the father of this children. And since we are in the same office, after the marriage, we were now believing God for the job. But my husband, they had to decide because we were in the financial sector. God miraculously got a good job. I'm here to return all praise to God. The God that sees me, he truly found me where I was. For what God cannot do does not exist. Pastor Jerry, as they will say, I hear my fellow NSPPD when they share testimony that the oil on your head will not run dry. Your children will not see shame. Here is my evidence. All God cannot do does not exist.
This is Mr. Ngofa, and here is my wife,
CM Ngofa.
We're making this video, recording this video from the United Kingdom. We decided to travel to Abuja because of the desire of us going there, and then thankfully there was also the anniversary. The journey was very smooth all the way from Manchester to London Heathrow, and then on our way to Abuja, just about an hour, 20 minutes to arrive at Abuja, the enemy struck. Then my wife nudged me because I wasn't sleeping. She nudged me to get my attention. And then I realized that she was trying to throw up. So I quickly grabbed her blanket and tried to wipe the vomit and everything. That wasn't enough because already she started to. But in order not to spill all over, I grabbed mine as well, tried to block the flow. So while doing that, then suddenly I realized she slumped back on the chair. So all I could see was the white side of her eyes, not the pupil of her eye. So fear struck me. And I had, the Holy Spirit said to me, not now. So I picked up courage and I started to say, what God cannot do does not exist. And the other thing I was saying as well was, nothing shall go wrong. The third thing that came to my mind was, daughters of Babylon, sit in the dust. That you are an illegal tenant. Get out of our body. Get out. Sit in the dust. What God cannot do does not exist. Frankly speaking, these things that I was saying brought my wife back. Because she was just slumped there, not responding to any of my calls or anything. She was awakened. She came back.
When I woke up, all I could hear, daughters of Babylon, sit in the dust. Then I realized, okay, I'm with my husband, because whatever happened, I didn't know. I had no idea. I didn't even know we were on the flight. I've lost consciousness. So we really thank God, Pastor Jerry, because if we were not on the altar of fire, it would have been something else. I'm grateful I'm here to tell my story, put the devil to shame.
Yes.
When we got to Abuja, we forgot about everything. We could have given the testimony in the church, but we were so excited because of all the wonderful things that were happening in church. We totally forgot about it. And to be honest, because I wasn't aware of everything that happened until later when my husband was telling me we should thank God, and he explained in detail, because then it dawned on me that indeed what God cannot do does not exist. Pastor Jerry, my husband and I, we want to thank you.
Yes, sir.
We are grateful. We thank you for all the time that you and the other pastors, Pastor Oguru, Pastor Oke, Mommy Eno, is pouring into us. You're feeding our spirit every day. We are grateful and making us fearless. Indeed, what God cannot do does not exist. May God richly bless you all.
My name is Miracle, and I'm giving this testimony from Connecticut, USA. In 2022, June, I gave birth to my twins. 10 days afterwards, I went for their regular wellness check, post-delivery, and their pediatrician heard a heart murmur when they were listening to her heart. And then we were referred to the pediatric cardiologist for visit. When they did the electrocardiogram and the echocardiogram, and she was diagnosed with atrial septal defect. It means that she had a hole between the two atriums of her heart. Subsequently, we went for another visit. Like, she has been having a series of cardiology visits. On the second visit, they said she also had, like, with the atrial septal defect, she had mild RPA stenosis, which meant that she had a heart defect that causes the pulmonary artery to narrow. And Pastor Jerry will always mention holding the heart be reversed, holding the heart be reversed. And I was hearing like a series of ventricular septal defect testimonies, which is like a similar heart defect to atrial septal defect. Just that for the ventricular septal defect, it's just a hole in between the ventricles of the heart. I just thought, a random thought. Pastor Jerry has not mentioned, I've not heard Pastor Jerry mention atrial septal defect on the 6th of March. Because they had to mention the atrial 3 times. Say atrial septal defect.
I hear it, atrial septal defect, atrial septal defect. If you are the one, put it on the live stream. I announce, let it be reversed right now.
And I said, this one is for me. I took note of the date, and I said to myself, come her May cardiology visit, that we're going to receive our evidence, and I'll give my testimony, and I'm going to quote this declaration because I know it is for my Zoe. On the 9th of May, Pastor Jerry, my husband took my daughter for her visit, and I told them that morning, go and get our evidence. They saw the cardiologist, and then he said, Pastor Jerry, what they saw before, they did not see it again. How will you shout? My daughter's heart is perfect. No hope, no RPA stenosis, no right ventricular hypertrophy. Nothing. My daughter's heart is perfect. I will shout, I know he shout. What God cannot do does not exist. Pastor Jerry, you say we did pray, he did show. And may I add, he did choke the devil. The devil is choking on our testimonies. It's restricting his airflow. Thank you, Pastor Jerry.
I actually came to give God glory and say, God, I am not an ingrate. I am here to thank God, the God of heaven, who has been here with me since 2020. I joined NSPPD. I actually joined NSPPD through my brother in September, the last week of September, just before the furnace of answers in October. And then I was going through some challenges and I wanted to travel for my studies in UK. I had every school fees, but I didn't have the bulk money to travel. So I was actually, strained financially. So, but on that program, we were praying and Pastor Jerry made so many declarations and I kept believing them. I traveled finally. So I stayed in UK. My stay there was successful. God did marvelously well, provided me a job on the 8th day. As I was dropping my COVID test, I was going to work. That it was just like God was making a way for me. And then I now stayed there and God gave me another job in America. And so I had to leave UK. So when I left UK, I went to US. On my journey towards US, and then we got to Frankfurt. It was NSPPD time. I put on my NSPPD in the airport, and it was playing. And then he said again, "There and a journey to a foreign land. The Lord will open the doors to that land for you."
You are in a foreign country that is not your country. The Lord said, wait for what I will do in 3 days. I don't know who I am talking to. In 3 days, let the doors open. Let the doors open. Let the land yield its harvest. Let it yield.
I shouted, I said, God, I am the one. You are going to do what I can't imagine. I didn't know what God is going to do for me. I didn't even have a dream. That's the worst part of it all. So I just took myself. When we got to this and I was in the hotel, every NSPPD time I come outside and I will speak, I will say, to the stars, to the moons, even to the earth at which I march, everything that concerns this living thing, I begin to speak to you. What has gone forth ahead of me, and that's what I am obeying. You must obey it. You must obey it. You must open the doors, the windows, everything of this land for me. God took me to the place where I was going to work. Pastor Jerry said on one of the occasions, mention 5 impossible things you want God to do for you. My dear sister, I am brothers in the Lord. When I wrote house, I didn't know when these mantles are being declared. My dear, don't play with your mantle. All my mantles are here. Even the one that I use as face mask. This one says, tears has been lifted away. I will not cry again. When I wear the first one, I will wear it like this. You will see me wearing it. You will think I'm wearing an ordinary mask. My sister in the Lord, I'm not with you. We are a different level. The other one mantle says, a mantle rest has come. And whenever I come, I put it under my wig. I carry it there. I will be walking with you. As you're talking, I'm looking at you. I will not reply you. I will just talk. I will say in my heart, rest has come. Exactly 1 year from the last May, I wrote that house. God gave me a house in America. This altar for me to believe and come. I don't believe anything anyhow. I'm a very strong, that's Thomas. Before I believe, I will test you through. But I have tested God in this altar, and I will tell you, God is real here. I went to America with my son. He got a scholarship. Out of $38,000 to enter the university, $33,000 were written off. All scholarship. My second son is in Hungary now on scholarship again. Full tuition, everything. Mid-year service. We were praying. My first daughter, she's 29. She was just to get married, but suitors everywhere. But then all of them were not working. And so Pastor Jerry came to altar to close for the day. Pastor Jerry said, your brother, your daughter, he did not mention father, he did not mention mother, he did not mention any other person. Only your daughter and your brother. I said, Father, you have confirmed it. My dear, within 1 month, my daughter is married. I said, God, You are a God that can never lie. His words are true. Any word on this altar, hold it firmly and with truth, because God knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying.
I am doing this testimony from the UK. I am testifying of God's goodness, how he snatched me from the trap of the enemy. December time, I noticed a little bit of like a boniness to my chest. I told my friend who's a doctor, she couldn't feel anything. She told me to go to my GP, my doctor. I went to him, couldn't feel anything. He sent me for an x-ray. X-ray came back as nothing. He then sent me to the hospital, to the breast clinic, for them to palpate, feel the area. They couldn't feel anything, couldn't see anything. They then sent me for an ultrasound. The sonographer that was doing an ultrasound said that he could see something. He's not sure what it is, but considering I was there already, he may as well take a biopsy of it. He did that, and I went back to the hospital on the 26th of March. They said that the cells taken from the biopsy were cancerous, invasive ductal carcinoma. And on the 1st of April, my wonderful friend Lolade, she sent me the link for NSPPD. I joined the platform and I was locked in. And then on the 9th of April, Pastor Jerry Eze said, invasive ductal carcinoma, by the power that raises Jesus Christ from the dead, let it be reversed.
I see it written in front of me, invasive carcinoma.
I couldn't believe it. And when he said it, I thought, invasive ductal carcinoma, maybe there's other things. Like maybe it's not just the breast, like maybe there's other people out there that can have it for something else. I don't know, because I'd never heard of that before until it was said to me. And he said, I don't know what this has to do with. It has something to do with your breast. I don't know what it is. It has something to do with your breast. And he took his hand and he put it over the right side of his body, which is exactly where the doctors believed that they had found these cancerous cells in my body.
I don't know. It has to do with something around your breast. The devil is a lie. By the power that raised Jesus from the dead, I announce, let it be reversed.
I knew he had done it for me. I couldn't believe it. I was just screaming and jumping and shouting. I played the recording like every day. I accepted that into my body, and I went back to the hospital on the 2nd of May, and I am here to testify of the goodness of God for completely and utterly healing me. Not one cell, not one molecule in my body. And I'm just so grateful to God for doing that. This has been a speedy, miraculous testimony that started on the 26th of March and was concluded on the 2nd of May. And I've been really standing on that word, Romans 9:28, that the Lord is doing a work, that he's doing a short work in righteousness, a quick work, very fast, all by his mercy, all by his mercy. And I'm just here to return all glory to God. This could have been a completely different thing. Even before this cancer had any time to even settle, God just snatched me and said, no, that it will not be me that will have this mature in my body. God spared me. My lymph nodes were clear. Everything was clear. I just want to say thank you to Pastor Jerry Eze. May the oil on your head never ever run dry. I am so grateful for this platform, for instilling such great faith and bringing our faith levels up. It has been incredible to be a part of this, and I am committed and I am so grateful.